welcome back to another episode of the Planet Room podcast. You're with your girl
Zara
and Georgia.
Hi.
What weekend has been? First and foremost, Summer Walker came out with her Still Over It album, and I can say I'm still very much over it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So
100%. I'm over it, under it, just
past it.
Yeah, just everything.
Yeah.
It's been quite. Okay. The album was a lot.
Yeah.
Shout outs to her. She's done her thing. But it was a lot. See,
it took you on a journey.
Right.
I can tell you that for that was a journey. But I do love how it ended.
What, with the prayer?
With the prayer.
Yes.
That was a beautiful prayer.
Okay, I did.
But there was just some things where it's just like, you know, when you're not trying to internalize it, but you're just like, fuck.
Okay,
she went through that.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? Like, I understand musicians. Like, half of your work comes from experiences, and you put that into your music, and put your emotion into your music. But sometimes it's just way too relatable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I want music for entertainment and not for my life. You know?
Yeah, I don't want to, like, attach a memory with a song.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
I want to enjoy the song, but I can't because it's linked to this memory.
Yeah.
Now I'm pissed.
Yeah.
And I thought I was over it, but, like, I'm
not.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because also, it's like that for artists, like, that's their healing. Like, you can see that was her healing.
And you know what?
Song.
If you look at her Instagram, like, there's jokes on it.
Yeah.
She's like, it weren't funny at the time, but it's like.
But now it is. Yeah. And so you can, like, she's past it.
She is past it. Like,
she's over it, right?
For her to be open and share that, you know that, like, she's
done
healed.
with it. Yes. Yeah. But when this is the thing.
When they're done,
that's when it comes out. So now the whole world is going through it, and she's finished.
No, do you know what they were saying on Twitter? They're like, Kalani, bring out your album, I need to heal.
No, because, like, they're done. The artist is finished. She's put all her.
But now our wounds are open. And
yeah. Now you've brought up things that I was done with. I thought I was over. Because you weren't healed, and now I have to not be healed, and I was healed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you brought it all up again, and this is the thing that I have with, like, music. It's like I didn't need that right now. The music, beautiful, amazing song.
Oh yeah, beautiful voice. Oh.
Yeah, 100%. But the words, sometimes in some songs, it's just like I wasn't prepared. I didn't need all my receipts to just be given to me, handed to me on a plate. Yeah, it wasn't, I didn't need that.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of artists, like, that, sometimes that's an artist process. Like, when Adele came out with her new song.
I haven't heard that yet. I don't.
And everyone was asking her, what is it about? She was like, the divorce.
Like,
why wouldn't, what else do you think it's going to be about?
Oh, has that album out?
No, I think this song is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, one of the songs came out. I haven't heard it yet, though.
I don't think the whole album is out yet.
Yeah.
But the song came out, and she's like, it's about divorce. Like, what do you think?
Yeah. She's like, the divorce, babe. The divorce.
Yeah. And I was like, right, okay, thanks. Okay. But, like, that, or even, like, Adele in the beginning, that is her whole, that was everything. Like, we related to the song so much because, we've been through it. Yeah. We're here with you, sis. She's on stage crying. We're crying too. I hear you. Like,
No, but you know
got me, like, 16 crying about things I ain't even been through yet.
Yeah, but like shit. That song came out when we was like 10. Like, Someone Like You.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that came out when we was 10.
I was singing from the
depths of
my heart. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And then let me not.
I'm here emotional, feeling the pain of this big woman.
Yeah.
I haven't even experienced anything that she is talking about, and I'm here for it. That's like the best music. It's the best music.
No, it's the best music, and then you go through shit, and then you hear it, and you're like, no,
that makes sense. Yeah.
You're like, no.
Yeah, no, it wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary.
It really wasn't. Like, oh my god, no.
Yeah. So, I saw a clip of Summer Walker being like, I think she was on live, and like, everyone was asking her like about the album and stuff, and she was like, the one thing I want for you to take from this album, she was like, learn from it. She was like, if you see a red flag, it's a red flag. Like, if you see an issue, take it as so. She was like, learn from this album, learn from my mistakes. Like, take it, deal with it, be prepared. And that's what I want to talk about today. Red flags and just things that we know and we decide to ignore. Because one thing I would say is, one thing that I understood listening to this album, I was like, if you are in a relationship at this current moment and you listen to that album and the first person that popped into your mind was your boyfriend, that's a problem.
Oh,
he needs to go.
Shit.
No, he needs to go. That's not what needs to pop into your... No, I'm sorry.
No.
Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. If that is the first thing that pops into your mind, you heard one word and you was like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. Why is it your boyfriend? Why is it your boyfriend?
Or was your boyfriend?
No, past is fine. If you listen to that album thinking about an ex, that's fine because you've come out of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You saw those things at some point and you left. That's fine.
No, but like, okay, say you're in a relationship and he did some like shady shit and the song comes on, lyrics, whatever, and you think of him, but you forgived him, or have you forgived him?
Have you forgiven him? Have you? Clearly, maybe not. Because if the anger comes back, the memory can come back.
Yeah.
But if the act, like if you're there singing the song, like you've learned all the words and you feel it in your chest, it's like, babe, you're not over that.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And this is now what I have an issue with, because I think Xan sent me a TikTok. And it's like what men are going through now. There's some walker.
Oh, my friend sent me that. It's like
the girl was walking past him. She was like hitting him.
Yeah.
Someone walking sent you and do this. And it's like
I just kicked him in the back.
Yeah. I was like, babe, I hear you. But no.
Yeah, no. Not your man, child.
Yeah, like that's not your man then, is it? Really?
Right.
If you're sitting there going, yeah, Summer Walker said you would do. Why did she say?
It should be a thing. I can't relate.
Yeah.
I may have related in the past, but you can't relate now.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I feel for her.
Yes.
But it's not like, this is my life.
Yeah, for real.
Does that make sense?
Can't be internalizing it that
Yeah,
much.
no. And if you are, then it's too relatable and maybe you need to get out of that relationship. But this is what we're here to talk about. Like, there's certain things that she was explaining. See, now, I don't have a child. I ain't been with no...
Oh! Fourth baby... No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, yeah. Because I nearly, was going to sit in the corner of my room in a ball.
Yeah, no,
because...
fall down the wall type situation.
It's when she... Not falling down the wall.
Yeah, 100% falling down the wall situation.
No, it's when she said, I spent my fucking pregnancy alone.
I want to hug her. I don't know her, but I want to hug her.
No, I want to punch him.
Because I couldn't do 2,000 feelings.
No, that made
2,000 people. No, because I could never.
I couldn't, Zara, I can't tell you, I couldn't digest that.
No.
And this is the thing, right? Because people, when she was dealing with him, people were talking about, oh, he's got 3 baby mothers, what do you expect type of thing, why are you dealing with him? Can we, just because a man might have kids with different women
in the past
doesn't mean he's a bad person. And I think that's the negative perception of baby daddies, they're the toxic ones or whatever. Sometimes it's the baby mothers that are the issue, right?
Yes.
Because sometimes they weaponize a child and all those things.
100%.
Right? But regardless of him having baby mothers and him going through pregnancies with other women, that was her first child.
Yeah.
He should have been so selfless to be this may be my 4th child, our 4th pregnancy, but this is her first.
Yeah.
Let me be there.
Yeah.
You're at work.
Yeah.
And chatting to your baby mothers. Are you dumb?
But okay.
No.
But this is where you have to learn what a red flag is. Because the baby mums may not be the red flag, right? So people can have children.
Yeah.
Right? Their past is their past. Babies are always a blessing, regardless of the packaging that they come in, right?
The environment.
Yes,
yeah,
regardless.
agreed.
Especially if you've had that baby.
That baby was supposed to be here.
Yes. However, how the man talks about the children, for me, that's where you will kind of know. So I can't say this because I haven't been in that position, but I have been in situations where I'm hearing men talk about their children. Does that make sense? So it's not like...
What do you mean?
Okay, so if I'm talking to a boy, right, he might say whatever about his baby mums, whatever. But how he's talking about his children and how he's acting about his children is what will tell me how he's going to act with me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can't talk on her situation. I don't know. I weren't there. I'm not involved.
Yeah.
But one thing for me would have been like, how does he talk about his kids? Does he still take care of those 4 children?
Yes. Yeah.
Is he a dad to those 4 children?
Is he a dad, period?
Yeah. Regardless of the situation, because then that would tell me whether or not me having his child is how he's going to treat me. Because those women couldn't care less about none of my business.
Wait, my child, the child we share together.
Right. I need to know they're going to get
fathered.
Yeah. The same way that all the other children that you have should be getting fathered. Does that make sense? It should neither be like they're not getting a dad, which means, well, fuck, I'm going to know what's going to my kid.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And that's what I would want to know. Like, if I was in that situation, I would want to know that you're being a dad, regardless of who you was with before, past relationships.
The treatment of the child shouldn't be influenced on our relationship and where we stand with each other, if that makes sense.
What, if you're the baby mum or if you're the girlfriend?
If you're the baby mum and the girlfriend. Like, we have a child together. Regardless of your feelings for me, the child is separate from that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for some men or even some women, some men, They don't want to deal with the kid because they don't want to deal with the baby mama. Yeah.
But that, for me...
You can't do that.
It's not even can't, I just don't understand how people could.
Yeah, right.
Does that make sense? Because even if I didn't want to deal with the mum,
that's my child.
I don't give a shit about the mum. Does that make sense?
That's my child.
Yeah. You're not coming in between me and
my child.
Right, and like, we have explained with, like you said, women do sometimes, in some cases, weaponize their child when they're in these baby mum situations. But, like, that's how you would know how he's able to talk. If, like, you're with a man and he's explaining, he doesn't really talk about his kids. Never really hear about his kids. There's 4 of them. Babe, really? You want to have a child for that man? Even if all of those 4 men, if those 4 women, all 4 of those baby mums are weaponizing their children and saying you're not allowed to see your son, whatever, your daughter, whoever, right? He would still, for me, I feel like he would still be in a position where it's like, I want to see them. Yeah. And he would explain that, express to the ends of the earth. Yeah. And even at some point, as the girlfriend, he would have expressed to you that he's really upset that he's not able to see his children. Yeah. And that he wants to be with his children. And that he wants to spend time with them. And that he's willing to do whatever it takes to be around his kids at some point. Even if he hates the women. Right? And so that you should never get in a situation where you're pregnant and the man is not there for you. When it's your boyfriend. It's not like you're not with him. You're with him?
No, I couldn't, no, Zara, when I tell you, I couldn't stomach it. Like, you're going through a lot. Like, pregnancy isn't like a walk in the park. Like, your hormones are imbalanced. Your body is changing. You're about to have a child. You're going to, like, give birth. Your life is going to change forever. And you're telling me you can't even get support by the man who ejaculated in you.
It's like, why?
Do you know what I mean? Like, no, and it's not even just like 2 lives are at risk when it comes to pregnancy. Yeah. Yours or the baby, or both.
Both. Right. At any moment.
And you can't support or you're just causing her stress.
You know, like, I say this all the time, but like that's the one thing that I'm most scared about pregnancy is stress.
Yeah, no.
My god,
I refuse.
My body already does really, really bad with stress now. Like my body does not like stress. It hasn't. I've been like that since I was very young. I get eczema. I get bald spots sometimes. Yeah. Like my body does not like stress. I break out. Like my body does not like stress. It hates stress. Some people do good under pressure.
No, I don't.
Do good under stress.
No.
Me, doesn't work. my body is like, rebuke it. Like, it's just not, we're not working well. And so I've always been scared that, like, me pregnant, I swear to God, you lot will never see me. You'll never see me. Like, you just never see me.
I'm in my bubble.
Yeah, like, it's not happening.
I'm not joking.
But like, there's already normal things that could happen to her. Like, not normal things, but there's already extenuating circumstances that could happen to her while she's pregnant in general.
Yeah.
But then she's also a celebrity, and people already knew that she was pregnant, and people have seen her pregnancy, and there's already loads of eyes on her while she's pregnant, which can also, I'm an energy person, give her all these different types of energy.
And she has social anxiety as well.
Not everyone is proud of you to be pregnant. There's some real evil people in this world, you know, and she's already got that. And then the person that's supposed to be there for you the most isn't around either. Like, I couldn't fathom that.
No, I couldn't. I just
And men and these babies, to remove it away from women, men and your babies, you need to start thinking about this, because this is the thing, like, we want to say that we're all equal, right? And we want to say that women and men have the same opportunities and all these things, but our bodies are genetically different. Our bodies are biologically different. And in all circumstances, there's only going to be one person that is carrying that baby. There's only going to be one person that actually has to go through those 9 months, 10 months, where they are physically showing that they are pregnant. Yeah. Yes, the man or whoever it is that isn't, you know, hasn't carried the baby will be there, and he's also having a child.
He deals with, like, the emotional side of the pregnancy.
He deals with whatever that side is.
Yeah.
They're just not physically showing
it. Yeah.
Right?
No.
But the person who is carrying that baby is always at risk.
Yeah.
Constantly at risk.
Yes.
Because they are actually carrying the baby. And I don't think that men have these conversations enough. Like, even as children, we learn that, you know, well, we get put at home because we're girls. And if you go out, you're going to show for 9 months. But if a boy goes out and gets a woman pregnant, he's fine.
He can live his life.
He can continue doing whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
Yes, he might have emotional turmoil, stuff. Other things might happen to him if he knows that he's got someone pregnant. But he physically is not carrying that baby for 9 months. He's just not. Like, he just isn't under the same situation.
No.
And this is the thing. Like, I don't understand why, when you go out, that isn't still an issue. Like, girls get told to stay home because of that, but boys don't get told to stay home because of that. Like, parents know that if they have a son, he can go do whatever he's doing. But if they have a daughter, God forbid she comes in pregnant.
Yeah. That's true.
But it's the boy that got her pregnant.
But he's not. Why is he not there with her?
Doing the same,
right?
You know, under the same scrutiny, under the same situations.
It's like he still has his future, but hers is on standby, if that makes sense.
Right.
So there's no equality there.
Right. But we tend to do that with boys. Like, we do it with boys in all senses. Like, they can be players, but God forbid a woman be a player.
The double standards.
Do you get what I mean? Like, these things aren't talked about. And listen, I don't know Summer Walker's man, but I don't see the same scrutiny about him.
No.
I don't see anyone really talk about him. I just hear them all talking about Summer Walker and how she should have known, and how could you have a baby for this man. It's like, but then counsel him.
Why does he have multiple baby mothers? You know?
You know, and it's also hard because people like to talk, especially women. And sometimes you don't want to believe what women say about certain men. Because some women say it because they're envious. Some women say it because they're bitter.
You don't know where the intention with it.
Yes. Yeah. You don't know whether it's actually the truth or if they're just really angry.
Yeah.
And some women actually don't want to see other women prosper. Like, we had this conversation. We was watching the Red Table Talk about black women not being there for other black women and the
lack of sisterhood.
So we already know that that's there. Internally, we understand that. And so when it comes to relationships as well, when there's a man that is deemed as, you know, a good one or whatever, women don't want other women to be with that man. Like, we don't get happy when we see people in relationships. And I don't know why that is. Like, we kind of get pissed off that people are in relationships and people are happy.
I don't.
If you see influencers sometimes, they get the most hate under their relationship posts.
Really?
Yeah. I was watching
Oh my goodness.
I was watching a YouTuber that I like. I think Armon. Oh yeah. And she was explaining that, like, when she posts her and her boyfriend, she gets the most engagement. But people will be in the comments talking about I don't want to see you and your boyfriend. It's not couples content. That's not what we want. Da, 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 da.
Oh, hell no.
And so she was explaining, like, just post what you want. Because if I listened to anyone, you lot would never see my boyfriend. I would never be able to be happy on social media. I would never be able to do any of those things.
Yeah.
Because people love to talk. But she was like, yeah, I get the most engagement. So people are watching the most.
But they're just content. Negative.
But they don't, like, they act like they don't want to see it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because for some reason, it's a problem that you're happy.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
Yeah, but it's like projecting.
Yeah.
Everyone is just literally in their rooms projecting. That's all it is. Like, the amount of TikToks that I have seen, because obviously it's winter now, cuffing season has started, all these things, of people like, I get it, you're in a relationship, but I don't want to see it. Just keep scrolling if you don't want to see it. Just keep scrolling. Let it go.
But, like, why can't you be happy for them? Because I'm single, right? But if I'm going, like, there's like a relationship couple post on my Explore, I'm like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Like, why can't people be like that?
But not a lot of people are like that.
Yeah, but, like, why? What's wrong with you?
No, because they're single and bitter. There's a difference. You're single and happy. You like yourself.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay.
People are single and very much bitter and upset that they are not in that same position that girl is in. And I think that's also why, like, for some reason, when men are in relationships, they seem to get the most women. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that's about.
Guys.
I don't know what that is about with women. Why do you not do that? Why do we do that? Why do you want a man that's taken?
Isn't it like...
No, why do we do that? Go and find your own man. And I think it's also that feeling of, like, well, if he treats her like that, then if I was with him, he'd treat me like that. That's not always the situation.
Oh, no. True.
Yeah, 100%.
That is funny.
You know, like, no one. We just.
No, but it is weird though.
That men, and when they're in relationships, they get a lot of attention.
Especially, like, if the girl is that girl, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like she's added to his reputation.
Yeah.
So now,
if I try and take him, I've got a one up on her.
Yeah. See that? Oh. See the sisterhood issue that we have? Like,
need to pack it in.
It's actually disgusting.
It's horrible. It's actually horrible. Because why would you do that? Like...
But it's like, but we know that it's there. Like, we talk oftentimes, right, about what men are doing to us and all these situations. Just like with the album, right? He's a shit man. Point blank period, he's a shit man. But within that, you can see that throughout that album, even like in the beginning, Cardi called her and was like, listen, put it in your music. I don't know, it's not my business. But put the emotion in your music. At the end, Ciara did a prayer for her. Like, those things, that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
You want to see a situation where only good comes out of bad situations, right? But in practice, we like to talk about that. Like, that's what we want, right? We want your sisters to be around you when bad things happen. We want you to have the most love and support when these situations do happen, when you are in bad situations. But practically, when it comes down to it, women are shit. Like,
no, we are.
To each other.
To each other, we're just... Oh. I don't even want to get angry. I'm not going to get angry. No, we are. We're actually disgusting.
To each other.
Like...
And then we get mad at men for saying things. Like, it's not...
Right.
Like, we have our own issues.
Yes.
Right? As women. As black women especially. We have our own issues within our own...
community.
Yes. Like, in our own gender. Right? And then we project and we make it like a man's issue. It's not always the man's issue.
No. But what are we competing for? Like, we cuss out men, but then unconsciously we're competing for men. or for the attention, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we are. We are.
It doesn't correlate. It doesn't make sense at all.
But it's even the lack of like of believing each other and being there for each other. It's like that I don't understand. For like to go back for a bit, it's like when we was watching that Red Table Talk, they were talking about obviously when Megan got shot.
Oh yes, and everyone was like,
and it was mainly women in her comments talking about she's lying, this and that.
Yeah. Like,
who? What? Like?
She got shot in the foot.
But even if she didn't, why
would you assume she's lying?
Yeah, why would you comment? Why have you put this woman in a state of bad? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why could it not be possible that she did?
Yeah.
That a man did something horrible.
Yeah.
That we all know is possible because people do horrible things. Why was that not something that could have happened? No. It's not. Didn't. Couldn't possibly.
Like, they actually thought Tory Lanez was innocent. Like, I'm not, even with that situation, right? Don't get me wrong. I like his music, but there's some lyrics that I can't listen to.
Yeah, because you can see what type of
man he is.
Yeah.
Like, very egotistical and stuff. So it's like, how can you not think that he was capable of doing that? Like, he doesn't respect women.
Yeah.
At all.
But half of these men that make music don't. Even the lyrics that we talk about, the lyrics that we're screaming from the top of our lungs, is the most women-hating music that we could ever possibly hear in our entire lives. And we're screaming it, agreeing with it, and all of these things. And
taking it in. Like,
right, but then we bash Cardi B for talking about things, or we bash City Girls, or we bash Megan for her lyrics. But it's like, men are doing the same.
No, but it's worse with them. Because we live in a world where we actually suffer like with violence against women on a huge scale. So it's one thing physically we go through that, or verbally, or just symbolically, but then the violence is also in the music.
And that's why we learn it. Sometimes that's where we learn it. I'm not to say that music, whether we want to say it or not, music has an influence on us, especially at a young age. Music definitely does have an influence on us, and the words that we hear in music then changes how we talk about something, how we see certain situations. For example, if you grow up hearing men talk about women in music as bitches, how else are you gonna look at women unless there's something else or someone else to counteract that belief that you are hearing constantly?
But like, even we were just talking about Summer Walker's album. Like, and that TikTok, girls getting at their man because of the music that they've heard. You can't tell me that doesn't affect you.
Yeah, no, of course it does. Yeah. This is the thing that it shouldn't
can shift, be. But it can shift your energy.
100% it can. Like, we all knew when that album came out that we was going to be in a ditch for a good couple of days.
Everyone was screaming, I'm so excited to be a sad girl.
Yeah, we knew.
We knew what to expect.
Right.
We knew the assignment. Still over it. Still. Emphasis on the still.
Right, we knew the assignment. Even me. We went out on Friday. We knew we weren't going to listen. I couldn't listen to. Do you think I could listen to the day it came out? I couldn't listen to it on Friday.
Oh, we was itch. I was like, sorry.
I wanted to listen to it so bad. I was like, if I listen to it, I'm not
coming out. Yeah, I would have been in my bed probably.
100%.
Yeah.
Crying, ice cream, whole situation. Ain't been through shit. But I know my feeling. Does that make sense? Like, because we know what's coming. We know it's going to affect us. So we know the music affects us. We know those things do happen. So it's like, why then listen to it so much? Why then talk about men in a certain way? Why then talk about women in a certain way? Like, we know those things are there, and it's not to say that those aren't an outlet, but it's also upon us. Like, we know that like we're saying, that is only for entertainment purposes. If you are listening to that and then getting at your man, he should not be the one that you're with. Because you should be listening to that and thinking, oh, I got such a good man.
Right.
Thank God for
Thank
my
God I'm not in that situation. Right.
That's what you should be thinking. Not, well, shit, my man ain't, shown me nothing. My man isn't giving me love through his actions. All these things, like, that's not what you should be arguing about. That's not what you should be mad about at that moment in time. These things do affect us. But then even in those cases, don't bash other women for things that they've been through. And try to make it a situation where it's an open space. Like, I don't know I don't know what Summer Walker has been through, but maybe she wouldn't have gone through all of that where if people weren't bashing her for being with her boyfriend and maybe just said, we understand you're in love, but beware. You know, be safe. He ain't the best man, and left it at that and said, well, I can't believe she did this. She's dumb. Like, that's not what's also needed. But you know what?
It doesn't help also when the baby... I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of the story, but, like, the baby mothers were against her as well. Like, from the jump. So it's kind of like... Of course, she's bound to believe anything he says because these women are against her and she hasn't even done anything to them. I mean, she might have. I don't know the ins and outs. But, like, even after the relationship, they'd be coming out for her on their stories and stuff on Instagram.
But that's what we're saying. Like, that's the sisterhood that isn't...
Yeah, it's not there.
It's not. Because I can't lie to you. I'm a bitch when it comes to this. Most of it is because I'm petty. But it's also because, you know, sisterhood. But, like, if I had a baby... and you had a baby for the same man, we're friends by force.
Oh, same. You know what? I would want to have like a foundation like Alicia Keys and Switz, DJ Switz, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. We're a family.
Yeah. And even if we both hate him, we'll hate him together. We have a common enemy.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
He is the issue. Fair, fine.
And we are together.
Yeah, yes. We aren't the issue.
No.
My kids are gonna grow up with their siblings. I don't give a damn whether the man is involved or not.
Yeah.
And this is what I have an issue with. Yes, the man is the problem, but he can easily pit us together if we have kids with the same man. Why is that even possible? Why is it a situation where I'm pissed at you because you had a baby for the same man I did?
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't know. Maybe you just got pregnant.
Right.
You know? Like, maybe these things happen. Maybe he's a shit man. Now, obviously, it's not the same if, like, I was with him and you was the one that he cheated on with me and all these things. But, like, still at the end of the day, there's children that come out of that situation.
Yeah, and they need to grow up in an environment of love. So you need to put your shit to the side and make sure that they're flourishing and that they're, you know, supported and feel safe. Because no kid wants to feel like they're in the middle.
Or that they don't even know that their siblings exist. What? They get older and then they don't even know that their dad has 3 or 4 other children somewhere.
That is a mad thing. I'm so sorry.
But, like, that's where we're at. Like,
yeah, no, we are.
This is literally where we're at.
But do you know what?